Well, my name is Sue Misen.
And my name is Thea Isabel Barnes.
And Thea is my granddaughter.
Yeah. Yeah, because she's my mum's mum.
That's right. In the summer, Thea spent a lot of time with me because she found the lockdown very, very difficult. And so we were looking for different things to do, and one day I came across your art project at Maisie Library. And we had tried Zoom gymnastics, hadn't we? And Thea didn't really enjoy Zoom gymnastics, but we thought we'd give the art a go, and she absolutely loved it. And she loved seeing you on the laptop, and she loved talking to you. And what did we make that time, honey? You made your flowers, didn't you?
Yeah.
She made beautiful flowers.
But you know, Naz, because you were there.
Well, you were watching us on the iPad, and also we sent you photographs. And she loved sending you the photographs of it. And then you contacted us and told us about the Lost Connections. So that's how we took part in Lost Connections. Do you want me to tell you a bit about how we chose this theme?
I would, yeah, if you want to bring your artwork forward.
Okay, there you
Oh, wait,
Okay.
my legs are still...
No, they're okay. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
That's it by me.
is that okay?
So if you can show us your artwork and tell it that you and
Right,
Thea,
Thea,
tell us a bit about what
Can you
you've done.
just do what you did before? Can you point over to the different handprints and tell Naz a bit about them?
As you can see, this one...
That's my size one, isn't it?
No, that one's
Is your
my
size? Okay, that one's my size.
Yeah.
Sometimes we dipped our hands in paint and we did handprints. And sometimes we cut them out of the different materials that Naz had given us in the art pack. And then we did lots of, you can hardly see these, but there's lots of little bits of paint and swirly patterns around. And we chose hands because lots of other people had done hands, but also about that time Thea had lost her first baby tooth. And she'd been very worried about homeless people in the last few months. We went up to London before lockdown and she saw some homeless people outside the National Museum and she was concerned about them. And then there were some people sleeping in a tent on Malpas Road. And she was quite worried about those. So when she lost the tooth and the tooth fairy left her a £1 coin, she said she would like to give it to the homeless people who didn't have a home or anyone to look after them.
Because why waste it on something you really want, like fairy makeover, when you give it to charity so people don't die?
That's right. And I thought that was such a kind idea and so helpful that I said to Thea I would match her £1. And I mentioned it to a couple of other people and they said they would match her £1 as well. And in the end she had £130. And we took it to the Edengate shelter and we gave it to the very kind ladies who told us about the work that they do. And so we decided to do this because some of these hands are helpful hands. And they're Thea's hands and the hands of the other people who've helped during the lockdown.
That's why they're called helpful hands.
That's right, that's why they're called helpful hands.
And how did it feel for you to be involved with Lost Connections? Like, what has it meant to you?
I'm not sure.
Okay, you don't have to answer anything you're not sure about.
But I do know that next time I lose a tooth, I'm going to give it to the homeless people's food charity.
That's right,
And,
yeah.
And we usually need something like toothpaste and stuff, so I'm going to have toothpaste, mouthwash and stuff, so, and 10 food.
That's right. What we did at Edengate, the people were very helpful and they told us we could go onto the Amazon website and choose how the money would be spent. So Thea was in school then and we took the amount of money into school and all the children in our class helped her decide how to spend the money.
And I chose, the friends I chose with Umama, Tenzil,
Yeah, you don't have to remember all of them. And you chose a red tent, didn't you?
Yeah,
A red-
no, orange
Oh,
tent.
an orange is their favourite colour. An orange tent,
And
toothpaste.
but water bottles were already bought.
People didn't need any water bottles this
So
time.
we bought 2
We
tents.
did. An extra tent. And they
I need
even...
sleeping bags.
What else did they need?
2 sleeping bags.
2 sleeping bags. You were surprised they also needed...
Pants.
The people in the homeless shelter needed pants as well.
And so I was thinking, if there was a mum and dad with no children, then they could have gave it to the mum and dad and they would have somewhere to sleep.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Then they could have lived in the tent.
That's right.
What kind of fun stuff did you do with Lost Connections then?
Well, not Lost Connections was the project that this was all about. So she did the painting and the cutting out and the sticking and the things like that, and the decorating. Yes, you can. Can you say bye-bye before you go?
Bye.
She's about to reach the end of her...
So with the art pack deliveries
Okay.
and me kind of visiting, how has that felt?
She was so thrilled with those carrier bags of goods. We are lucky. She does have equipment here. I know there's lots of families who don't, but she was just so delighted with it and opening it up and searching through. And the feathers, she was just so taken with the feathers. And she's done lots of different bits and pieces. As she said, she made a dream catcher with the punch out from the sequins, that stuff, and threading feathers and sticking bits and pieces on it. So yeah, those were they were very helpful. They were very suggestive of different things to her. And I think Kuchi made some clothes out of things in there as well. So yeah, they were very good.
And how did it feel to take part and share your story and your art with Lost Connections? Because obviously you talked a lot about how Thea was helping others and how that was part of the artwork.
Yeah. I think there were 2 different things. The first was, I thought it was really helpful for Thea because, as I say, she had a really, really tough time. It was the first time she'd been separated from me since she was 16 months old. So it had a really bad effect on her. Sorry, this is quite difficult because it's still quite new, isn't it? It's so painful being away from the people that you love. And it was so nice to see her smiling and laughing and enjoying herself that day, making the flowers. It was lovely. So when you asked us if we wanted to take part, obviously we were glad to support you, and I knew it was something that Thea would like doing as well. So yeah, I think creativity in times of crisis is really, really a significant thing to get involved with. And I think that we need artists to lead the way, because people can gain so much from creating. But unless you're an artist, it's probably not the first port of call that you think of. And when you've got somebody who can suggest this might be a helpful way to express feelings or to just release emotions, it's a very helpful thing to do. And I've seen some of the other things in the project, and I think you've done a really valuable thing. And this is probably a once-in-a-lifetime event for us all. And so I know that this is an important historical artefact that you're producing. It's a really valuable thing. Mm.
Yeah. Don't you do you need a moment to...
No, I'm all right. Yeah.
I'm going to give you a hug as well. Okay, so, yeah, we all want to give you a hug, guys.
That's all right. That's one of the things we've all been missing, isn't it? I'm a very huggy person usually.
So Thea was a featured artist, wasn't she, in Art Clwb as well? So
Yes, she was.
So,
Yes.
do you want to tell me a bit about how you and Thea felt with her being like a featured artist on the...
she was really, really thrilled about that. As you can see, she's a mixture here, you know, like many 6-year-olds. She's a mixture of brimming with confidence, and then she remembers, and she's shy, and she's not sure, and it was lovely to see her confidence, and she was telling people all about it and how she'd won a prize. I told her that the bag of art equipment that you sent around to her was her prize for her lovely flowers. So yeah, it meant a lot to Thea.
What's meant the most to you with the project, so with Lost Connections and Art Clwb, and has anything like changed in you or things you're doing?
No, I don't think anything's changed in me. I think one of the things that happened as a result of doing that artwork was hands is such a productive image for artwork, isn't it? Hands connect us through life, hands lead us through life. They can mean so many different things. And as I was thinking about all that, I just had an image of Thea leading me into the garden when she was a toddler, and a kind of image of hope, really, that, yeah, we've had a very difficult time since Thea was born, but she leads me into the future. It's holding her hand that will take me into the future at times when I felt there wasn't any future. So yeah, hands is a very useful image. I don't know what made you decide on that, but it was a very clever thought.
I think it's that connecting with me, definitely, and that missing that tactileness and the touch, and an easy form for people to get involved.
That's right.
Wanting to in that way.
Yeah.
So it definitely resonates with me what you're saying.
Yes.
So the next thing is, would you like to give me like a sentence or 3 words to describe the projects you've done with Nats in the community?
I did write a couple of sentences down. Shall I want to get them?
It's up to you if that helps you.
Because I can't remember now what I said. I did think about it. Oh, actually, I've said some of it, but
I've got more in
I'll just.
Hello again.
So you asked me what I thought the project had meant to me.
Yes.
And this is what I've written. At times of crisis, artists do a great service when they show us how creativity can help us express our feelings and give an outlet to our frustrated emotions. The act of creating a simple work of art is absorbing. It takes us out of ourselves at a time when the place we currently are is painful or difficult. And it takes an artist to lead us on this journey, hold us by the hand and show us the way. Thank you, Artist Naz. Oh, that was good.
There's one more question.
Okay.
Sorry, you've got me in tears.
Whenever I think of you, I'll see you in the rain with your crutches.
So funny. So
Can
this
you wet
one,
paper?
kind of inspired by you all, especially your story with Thea, with all the wonderful way you've helped with the Eden Gate. I'm making a coat of kindness with like pom-poms and messages from the community inside. So I was just after anything you'd like to share to be a part of it, whether that's an act of kindness, something you've helped with, a quote, anything you'd like.
Okay. You mean apart from Thea's act of kindness with Little Fairy?
Yeah.
I think an act of kindness is a small child separated from friends and family, remembering homeless. I think that's a lovely act of kindness.
I know, is there anything else you'd like to share? You've been so open and lovely with all your words and kindness.
No, I don't think so, except you can just about see, just starting now, there's a wisteria growing at my house here.
Oh yeah.
You're looking here?
Yeah.
That's right, and it's going to go up and carry the front of the house. Thea's mum died when she was 16 months, and this is a memorial for her. So when you come past my house a bit later, you're going to see lots of purple wisteria, and that was Catherine's favourite colour. So remember Catherine when you see that.
I can't wait when I visit next to see that. What a beautiful way.
It'll be lovely. Yeah.
You did, so your hand piece is part of your poetry. I'm so emotional, I don't think I could do it. So I didn't know if you'd like to read that or whether you'd like that just kept on the site. So you don't have to.
I'll try and read it.
Okay.
I don't know how difficult it will be. Okay. As a result of thinking about the hands and the artwork with Thea, lots of ideas came into my mind, and I have written poetry before, and I thought of this poem, which is called Hands. She was born, her tiny hand curled in mine, a perfect bud. We called her Catherine Rose. She grew, so beautiful, delightfully vague. She never, loving a mirror in which to pose. She became pure in heart, clear of purpose, living joyfully, strong for a cause. She died. I bathed her hands with lavender, sent in her passing, scorched by her loss. It was wrong. A mother should never bury a baby, no matter its age. I planted flowers. There was a child who took my hand to walk in the garden, loving the grass beneath her toes. She led me on, out of a grief that should have killed, to a life that grows. She has grown to look like her mother, to be her own self, a light that glows. And we go on into a future never predicted. I take her hands and hold them close. I think that's a sign from God. Shut up about all this sadness and go with something happy.
I cannot thank you enough for sharing.
All right.